So now we're going to talk about gamification and learning and why play and mimicry are important for both developmental psychology and for cognition later in life. So right here, play plus passion equals performance. The reason that baby animals and baby humans play is because their brains, while they're forming, they're extremely prone to mimicry, right? So they're gonna follow what they do. And we see that infants as young as like 10 months, I think it is, they start to specifically mimic facial expressions of their parents or the adults that they see. That's extremely important because it teaches them how to use social cueing when navigating social circumstances, right? Well, what we see is over the course of a person's life that the ability to apply fun to whatever they're learning and to be in a positive headspace is the thing that will effectively help them learn and be able to perform better. So what happens is when you rob children of their ability to play through a thing and you rob them of their passion, well, the performance suffers. So when it comes to professional athletes, professional musicians, whatever, when you're trying to learn a new thing, you need to infuse it with passion. You need to make it fun at the end of the day. So why is that important? Well, it aligns the emotional and intellectual aspects of learning. So there's an effective balance between stress and fun. The reason some training types, like in the military, are more effective is because it's both fun and stressful. There is kind of like an apex, a lambda node, if you will, between making it fun and making it stressful. And when we see the top athletes and we see the top musicians, we can see how that kind of plays at the highest levels of performance, right? So when we look at this, we want to make sure that we're approaching it with an efficient and positive cognition. We want it to be challenging, we want it to be somewhat stressful, but we also want to make sure that you still think it's fun. So, the destructive effects of fear. What happens is we see both individual and team performance decline because of fear. When that happens, it's incumbent or it's necessary for whoever the coach is, or the teacher, the tutor, whatever, they have to erase the negative cognitions associated with that fear. Because like a boxer, if he goes out and gets his ass kicked, he's going to be reticent the next time he's supposed to go out there and he's supposed to be able to perform. So a good coach is going to erase the negative cognitions, the associations with the fear of the loss, and they're going to make it fun again. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's bullshit, you should just toughen up. Oh, that's really stupid, because you're going to chase good musicians, good soldiers, good boxers, good whatever away if you don't actually just erase the fear. And when you look at the people who are the most successful in combat, people like Audie Murphy, they're people that have a very calm demeanor in general, but then on top of that, they're able to find some modicum of fun or play in the combat operations. And when you talk to them about their military experiences, sometimes you have to dig it out of them, but a lot of the times what they'll tell you is that they objectified different elements of what they were doing. Just like we break down activity that we do in the military into objectives, they would do the same thing for themselves personally. All right, I'm gonna get from here to there in the next 10 minutes without getting shot. I'm gonna get from there to the machine gun nest and toss a hand grenade in there in the next 50 minutes, whatever. So the ability to break things down into critical nodes, understand the relationships, and apply elements of fun and play into learning them are how you can increase your performance. So what we're going to do here is we're going to turn training into a game. I'm going to give you 1 minute, and I want you to throw as many jabs as you can in that 1 minute. And then I'm going to give you a minute rest, and then I want you to try to beat that number the second time you try the same thing. All right? Let's give it a whirl.